I'm Taiwo.
I'm Ken.
We're Christian Rich, and you're watching Vibe. We got our name Christian Rich from Christian Dior.
Yeah.
We sat in the living room, like my father's living room 11, 12 years ago. Like, yo, we need to come up with a name. And I was like, oh, you like that designer Christian Dior? Take Dior out and just put Rich. I don't know why Rich. And then it just kind of stuck. It's kind of annoying now because people think we're one person. You got to say, no, I'm Thais Can. The name of the group is Christian Rich. It's a hassle.
Something sinister to it. The pendulum swinging slow, a degenerate moving.
You would know our music production work from half of Earl Sweatshirt's album, Centurion, Molasses, Chum, Night, and we also EP. We got him together with the Neptunes to do Burgundy. And we take credit for that. J. Cole, Sparks Will Fly with Jenny Aiko.
Childish Gambino Crawl on this current album.
And then the intro to Drake's Pound Cake, the old man chopped it up.
Yeah.
That too.
Little Kim.
Little Kim, Get in Touch with Us, with Styles P. That was the first song we produced that got major exposure.
I'm back. We were so bored in Nigeria.
Then we would make our own toys, so you'll take.
So yeah, that's what I was talking about, man. Those my uncles, and that's their sister. I still talk to their sister to this day. But man, this was back when they was real young. Back then, I wasn't even born yet.
A soap box or whatever, and you take, there's a lot, people drink a lot of carnation milk, so there's a lot of cans sitting around. You take 4 of those, you make those the tires, and then you get a string and you pull it.
So that's my uncle, Dr. Hassan, bro. Dr. Hassan didn't play, boy. That nigga used to be treating the fuck out of us, treating the fuck out of me and Dre in the crib, boy. We used to be in that bitch tweaking. Dr. Hassan used to be like, boy, ooh, that nigga used to be tweaking on us, shorty. Oh, man, bro, I love Dr. Hassan, man. That was my dad's best friend, man. RP my dad. But, yeah, man, he used to remind me of Doc Rivers. So for them. I think he went to Marquette, too.
That's your fucking car. We got our style from being kids, and girls would call us ugly. Because we're like these dark African kids, I guess. So we were like, okay, well, if they don't like the way we look physically, then let's dress nice and we'll get them that way. And it started to work. So we've been collaborating with our friend Brett at Hotel 1171. So like this hat, this is a Christian Rich hat that we did.
It's a 5-panel.
5-panel, and then we're doing new colorways. We have our own colorways we're doing.
We have an album coming out called SS14. A play on our name, Christian Rich, fashion, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of corny, but whatever. There's 4 songs on there. EP, the first song is XYAB, it's just an instrumental, but it's an instrumental that moves around a lot, so it's good for DJs. A lot of kids on SoundCloud love it. And then the second song is A1.
Featuring Rai
that has Rai. That song is
She's
incredible.
cursing on every other word.
After that is Better Too, which is the big single.
Yeah.
With Downtown, which has a new disco sound. The last song is called Real Love with Angela McCluskey. And that sounds like Michael Jackson.
Lady in My Life?
Lady in My Life. You ever heard Michael Jackson's song called Carousel?
No.
It's like a bonus track, Lost in the Graves. But it's between Carousel, Michael Jackson Carousel, Lady in My Life, and Daft Punk. When we're working on a track, we do it separately. So he'll start on his idea, I'll start on my idea, and then I say, listen to this. Maybe mix it for me, maybe add something, and then vice versa. So it depends on who's inspired first.
That's what it is, man. Y'all heard them. They made the intro to Pound Cake. You know the voice that's in the beginning of Pound Cake when it says, he's like, only real music is gonna last. All that other bullshit is here today and gone tomorrow. Oh, for them. Right? They was the one that put that in there. They put the sound in there. I don't think they actually said it, but they came up with the idea to put it in that part of the song. And Drake fucked with it. He kept it. Ain't that shit crazy, fo? And these my uncles. That's why I'm like, hey, unks, if y'all watching this, man, salute to y'all, man. Want to let y'all know to keep on doing y'all thing, man. I know that y'all in Germany. Okay, now this is something about me that not too many people know because I haven't really told too many people. But I've been doing this for so long, And I'm really trying to stamp my story out there more. So I'm giving you guys more of these rare stories that most people don't know about your boy. Because one day when this shit go up, people finna go back and watch all these videos. And it's gonna tell the real story. I'm gonna have my own narrative versus doing no videos and people can just make up their own narrative on you and who they thought you was and all this shit. Y'all can actually go back and watch all of these videos and see for yourself who the real Marko Stats is. You feel me? When I was growing up in Chicago, like I said, I'm Nigerian. My father, he came to this country to go to school. He actually ended up going to Chicago State University, which they said Kanye West used to go there. I think that's the school that he dropped out of, I believe, the college dropout. It was either that or is that art school. I heard that he went to that art school downtown too. So it was either one or the other. But people have told me that Kanye had something to do with Chicago State. So my father went there, came there straight from Africa, graduated, got his degrees. He was pretty much running from the government for a long time because he didn't have his papers. My father didn't have his papers, you feel me? He was only supposed to be in this country to go to school. And then after he graduated, he was supposed to go back to Nigeria. He wanted to stay here for like a long time. He was like running from the government, shit like that. Really, really trying to get out of Dodge because he was trying to figure out a way how to stay here. He didn't want to go back to Africa. He eventually got his green card. He eventually got his citizenship and he was able to stay here. He met my mom. My mom is from Brazil, whole different country. There's not too many Brazilians that's even in Chicago. So it's rare to be Afro-Brazilian. My mother was a dark-skinned woman that was born and raised in Brazil, in Chicago. And we stayed on the north side. We lived in a townhouse. So it was like damn near, I want to say maybe like, was it 8 houses? It was like 6 to 8 houses that was in our townhouse. So our house is right here. We got upstairs, downstairs. Right next to us is another house that got upstairs, downstairs. And all the houses is like connected, like in one long ass building, townhouse, right? And then behind the townhouse was like the projects, government housing buildings with like Section 8 and people that was on government assistance stayed at. That was right behind us. So that's how I eventually ended up running to a lot of different people in the streets and shit like that, because literally right in my backyard from my window is the motherfucking projects. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm literally like looking right across to that motherfucker. You feel me? Like, I'm looking at that shit every single day. Like, I'm playing with the kids that's over there, going over their houses. They coming over to my house sometimes. We on the porch. Like, it was one of my neighbors that stayed on the townhouse with us was also Nigerian. It was my father's friend. He was one of my father's good friends. I think they knew each other from Nigeria or from back in the day, but they're really, really good friends to the point that I used to have to call him uncle. Even though technically we weren't related, but because our families were so close and we were Nigerian, I called him uncle. He was my dad's best friend. He stayed a couple doors down. In that same house, uncle, he was grown. Because my father had me when he was 50. All right, 50, 51, probably even more than that. You know what I'm saying? Because, Africans lie about their age. So my father had me old. He had his first child when he was 19. So my father was having kids from like 19 all the way to 50. My father got 5 kids, but one of his childhood friends was our neighbors, lived in the same townhouse as us. He had 3 kids. 2 of his kids were twins, Taiwo and Kende. And they were also music producers. At the time growing up, I was young as hell going over to their house. So I was a kid. I was 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old. I was super young when I was going to their house. So I didn't even really understand what the fuck the music industry was. I was just around the shit. He had a daughter that had a son. And that was like my cousin, you know what I'm saying, Dre. So I used to always go over to Dre crib. We used to be in playing with action figures, playing the motherfucking PlayStation. He had a PlayStation there. He had a basement, so we'd be in the basement fucking around, and we'd just be playing through the house. It'd be me, Dre, my little brother Will, any other kids that was in like the neighborhood that was just hanging with us. We was just sitting at that crib playing, you feel me? Or sometimes we'd be at my crib because we were damn near neighbors. I remember Christian Rich, my uncles, they used to be in there too, throwing parties in the basement. I remember they was throwing parties in the basement, and they'd be playing music, and I'd be spending the night over Dre crib, and then we'd stay up the whole night because it's a party going on in the basement. And sometimes we'd sneak down there to the basement. We'd be walking around and shit, like seeing all the people. People like, who the fuck these little kids in the party? That's Christian Rich throwing a motherfucking producer party. Who knows who was in that bitch, bro? Pharrell could have been in that bitch. The Clips could have been in that bitch. I don't know, because I was a shorty. You feel me? But just seeing who they is now, because y'all finna see Pharrell discovered these guys. They really got locked in to industry people. Yeah, bro, me and my cousin in the party just watching all these people. And I remember they used to be DJing and shit. But I was so fucking young. I was like 5 years old, like 5, 6, 7 years old. I didn't really understand what this really was. Fast forward, I was a little bit older now. I remember they sat me down and they showed me a Clips album. It was a CD that had the booklet. Y'all remember that? They need to bring the booklets back on, bro, because them booklets got a lot of history. So they were showing me the booklet, showed me that they had producing credits on one of the Clips songs. I was like 7, 8 years old. I didn't understand what that was. I didn't understand what the fuck that was. So I remember they showed it to me, and I was just like, oh, yeah, that's cool. And then I went to go play with my cousin Dre, playing with motherfucking action figures and shit like that. They just told me that they produced for the Clips. I don't know who the fuck the Clips are. I'm 7 years old. You feel me? Like, so it's like, looking back now, I'm like, damn, I remember that moment. You feel me? When I got to high school, my father sat me down because they eventually ended up moving. They moved out the neighborhood. This was in Uptown too. Winona and Winthrop, right there by Gowdy. You know what I'm saying? That's where we stayed, right there, bro. And that's a hot area too, man. A couple niggas got, man, bro, it was a couple shootings, a couple crazy shootings that happened there recently, like damn near like last year, or I think earlier this year. Or I think one of them happened earlier this year, and then like the other one was last year. But like back then, it was even more crazy. In 2026, it's still kind of dangerous over there. Like I said, you know, it's a couple people that died, but back then it was niggas on the block. That whole area was hot as hell. I ain't even gonna lie, hot as hell. I didn't witness niggas get robbed, all different type of shit. I saw my first gun over there when I was a shorty. I was scared as hell. But yeah, so fast forward, so I'm in high school, and my father, he sat me down, and he was like, you know, your uncle's doing pretty good with music now. And I was like, what? I think he sent me the link, or he told me the name. He was like, Christian Rich, look him up. So then I looked it up. I see Taiwo and Kende, my uncles. I'm all on YouTube and shit. I'm seeing them with Pharrell, the Clips. I'm seeing them with all these famous motherfuckers. And I'm a little bit older now, you know, so now I understand who Pharrell is. I understand who these people is now. And I'm like, damn, what the fuck? The whole time, these was my uncles that I was going over their crib and shit like that. So I'm like, damn, what the fuck? And then I remember a couple years later, I started making music, and then I reached out to them when I started making music, and I remember they shared one of my songs. I never forget that. They shared a couple of my songs. They always told me like, hey, if you want this shit, you got to go get it. We not just going to put it in your hand. You feel me? They got all the connections. They've been to Will Smith crib. They, you know what I'm saying? They in the industry. They live in Germany right now. You feel me? They doing music out there in Germany. So they done been to Will Smith crib. They didn't work with Jaden Smith, all different type of shit. So it's like, they always told me like, hey, bro, if you want this shit, you got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to get this shit for yourself. You know what I'm saying? You got to get this shit out the bud. I still talk to their sister to this day. You know, shout out to Cuzzo, shout out to Auntie. Love her so much. She always be sending me so much love and support and different opportunities. She be like, sign up for this, you know. So I still talk to their sister all the time. We still in Chicago. But now it's like, damn, really, really just looking back at my life and all of the people I was around, from them to Young Pappy to Cole Bennett to Lil Durk. All of these people that I was like kind of around, you know, because I grew up with Young Pappy. So it's like while I was living there on Winthrop and Winona, I tried to go to school. It's a school that was right across the street from my house. It was called Gowdy. But when I applied to go to the school as a shorty, they didn't accept me. They didn't accept me in the school. Motherfuckers like, why the fuck you go to McCutcheon? Because that's down the street. It's a school that's right across the street. So it was always a joke. I used to have to tell their ass, like, I applied to the school, but they didn't accept me. They didn't accept you. Nigga, you live right across the street. They didn't accept me. So I had to go to McCutcheon that was down the street. McCutcheon over there is where I met Pappy. So if they would have never denied me, I probably would have never even met Pappy. Because I wasn't even supposed to be going to that school. I was supposed to be going to Gowdy. That's where everybody in that area went. They went to Gowdy. And then like down the street, Pappy and them. You feel me? And that's how I met Pappy. That shit's crazy. You feel me? And then with Lil Durk, me and Lil Durk used to go to the same studio. The guy who engineered Lil Durk's first couple albums, he used to mix some of my shit too. JDR, and shout out to Darion. I did a show with Lil Durk one time at a festival. It was a hip hop festival. This was back during like the Durk and Days days. I never got a chance to talk to him because he was always like, he was just with him and his niggas. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't really letting nobody in type shit. Not like that, but it was like, you can't really just walk up to Durk. You feel me? It's like a layer of protection around that nigga. So I never got a chance to talk to him, but we used to go to the same studio. We did a show together. My cameraman was supposed to shoot something for him, but that shit didn't end up happening. But my homie JDR that was working with Durk, he was like, yo, bro, who shot your last video? I was like, my nigga Tone. He was like, I bet you I might fuck around and have him shoot something for Durk, boy. His ass cold. I'm like, yeah, broski cold. He straight from Vietnam. Straight from Vietnam. Came straight to the hood, shooting videos, killing shit. Genius. Bro. So that's the me and Durk connection. Like, we never actually met, but we know a lot of the same people. It's a lot of people that I know that know Durk, but I never actually got to talk to him. It's weird as hell. To get back on topic, man, Christian Rich, one of the best producers to ever come out of Chicago that don't get their credit because they don't pop their shit like that. I'm going to pop my shit for y'all, man, because that's what the fuck I do, man. I pop my shit for everybody I see out there that's not getting their flowers. That's who I pop shit for. So I want to just pop my shit for them because I really seen these guys grind since I was in diapers, literally. And a lot of people don't know their story. They don't know their contributions to hip hop. It's been a minute since we spoke. I hope that y'all doing well. I want to celebrate y'all. I want to give y'all flowers. You guys are super inspirational. And I pray that you guys achieve everything that you want to achieve. For real. Everybody else that's watching out there, make sure that y'all like this video. Comment on this motherfucker as well. Click the post notification bell. Subscribe to the channel. We got more content on the way. More music, more reactions, more story times. Everything, bro. It's the world of Marko Stat, nigga. Have a good day out there. And stay safe, too, man. Shit getting real out here, mate.